Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the local watch guy. If you have just tuned in, I am a watch collector, lover of all sorts of watches, and today I have some exciting news. So, as you know, I haven't uploaded in quite a long time and I've been extremely busy celebrating with my family, and I know you're wondering, what am I celebrating for? I simply graduated with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, so what better way to celebrate than to buy a watch, and I ordered this from Japan. And it has just arrived today, so let's unbox this watch and see what's inside. Got my trusty poker knife. So here it is, guys. As you can see, customs have actually butchered the box just for safety so they can see what's inside. So let's take out this watch and show you the beauty that's hidden underneath this white box. I'm ready for this, guys. Let's go ahead and see. But first, before we begin, it has the Seiko Watch Corporation warranty card, I believe, or the instructions manual on the diver watches, etc. All right, let's get the interesting part. Let's leave the booklet behind and see what's inside this box. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. I have been waiting for this watch for so long. You guys have no idea how patient I've been. Now, I know you're thinking, what an odd, watch to treat yourself for a graduation. But guys, let me tell you this. I have been wanting this for such a long time, and it is extremely, well, not going to exaggerate, but it's not the easiest watch to get here in Kuwait. So ordering one from Japan was not only cheaper, but just, it was a good experience for me because I've never ordered watches from another country and usually get them locally here from the authorized dealer or whatnot. But I just couldn't find this watch as easily. And plus, it was expensive even to order from the authorized dealer. So I got this from a trusted website online that sells original Japanese timepieces such as Grand Seiko, Seiko Orient, and whatnot. So let's try to open this without butchering the watch. That's the last thing we want to do. I'm like a little kid when I buy a new watch. The excitement just gets to the best of me. Just look at how beautiful this thing is. So this is the Seiko SBDC101, or known as internationally as the SPB143J1. The one that is called the it's particularly the same exact watch. The only difference is the reference number. The SBDC101 is for the Japanese domestic market only, and the SPB143J1 is the one for international use and sales. The only thing that differs, I believe, is the price. The one that's JDM model only could be cheaper depending on where you live, but then again, this all goes for shipping and handling and etc. So let's take the stickers off and see how this watch looks and feels on the wrists. Right, so we have the final sticker, which is on the case back, and we are done. We now finally have the beautiful Seiko SBDC101. Now let me tell you first, holding this watch at hand, it does not feel cheap. Now my first Seiko was the SKX models. You all know I made a ton of videos on those on my YouTube channel. This one differs by a lot. You'll actually feel the quality in the watch. You'll feel that it's not cheap. You'll feel that it has its weight to it. If I'm not mistaken, it weighs around 180 grams. It is full stainless steel, including the bezel, and the clicks are so satisfying. And you'll see the grayish sort of dial, and it just looks so clean and elegant, and I cannot wait to put this watch on a rubber strap and show you guys how it will look, as I heard this watch is a strap monster. Now it looks absolutely clean. It has a power reserve of up to 70 hours if I'm not mistaken. The clasp as the micro adjustment clasp. As you know, it's a diver watch. Crystal coating, anti-reflective coating on the inner surface. So as I said, like, this is a really huge step up from Seiko, and judging from its price, it is not a cheap Seiko. And I'm gonna say this without a doubt, this is my most expensive Seiko. I'm not gonna put it in the line of Grand Seiko because it's a completely different, category. But this is my most expensive Seiko in my collection currently. And it is obviously an automatic with manual winding. It has the caliber 6R35 movement. If I'm not mistaken, the accuracy on that is around plus 25 to minus 15 seconds per day. So that is not bad, comparing to what you pay for, you really get. So let's put this on the wrist and see how it feels. All right, so the watch may need to be adjusted. It is quite large. But overall, look at that, guys. That is an absolute beauty. I've seen this pictures. I've seen this watch on Instagram, and I've always wanted it ever since. It is an absolute beauty. It absolutely looks gorgeous. As you can see, it is an absolute perfected polishing. I wouldn't say it has the Zuratsu polishing. I believe the SLA017 has that. This watch does not. But the stainless steel bezel and the bracelet, you'll actually feel the quality compared to the SKX models, where it will sort of feel rattly and cheap. Again, this watch is a completely different animal, and bracelet is really easy to take on and off. So the Seiko Prospex SBDC101. The dimensions on this watch, so it has a diameter of 40.5 millimeters, thickness of 13.2 millimeters, and the lug to lug is 47.6 millimeters. And the weight is 180 grams according to the spec sheet. However, we're going to put it to the test and see how much it actually weighs. So carefully placing the watch on the scale. So 180 grams exactly according to the spec sheet. So there's no mistake on there. And believe me when I say this, guys, when you put this watch on your wrists, it does not feel that heavy. I don't know why. I've never I don't think I have a watch as heavy as this. My second heaviest would probably be the Swatch Fly Magic, but then again, the watch is large on my wrist, but it actually feels and looks nice on the wrist. It has a solid weight to it, solid feel. You definitely not feel any cheapness in it whatsoever. So let's test winding this watch. So we pull the crown out and we wind, and it is an extremely smooth feel winding this watch. I don't know how to explain it. It's sort of similar to the Grand Seiko wind. Not as satisfying, but it actually feels pretty smooth, pretty cool. So there's no complaints there. Simply pull out the other position and you change the date, if I'm not mistaken, and the third position is the time, and then we just set it back and we tighten the crown. So that is an extremely cool feature. Not a lot of Seikos have the manual winding, especially the SKX, and notice any manual winding there. Simply just a day and date function, as well as changing the time. And so it's a pretty useful feature for me. It is my first Seiko ever to have manual winding, and obviously it's an automatic. And let's go ahead and test the lume on this watch and see how bright it is. I believe the hands and the indices on the watch have the lume on it. So if you go ahead and switch our lights off, you'll see how extremely bright the lume is, and that is an absolutely good looking lume. sort of similar to the SKX, but I would say brighter and just more good looking. And you can even notice the center hands at the top that have the loom. Just overall a really good loom, and nothing that you would expect out of the usual diver watch loom. So that does not disappoint right there, and that is another thumbs up for me. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is my first time ever trying this watch on. I did not physically try it before I buy it. I simply just did my research and saw a ton of videos and read a ton about the watch, and I just could not resist but to pull the trigger and just finally buy it. If you notice the dial, you would see that half of it is sort of gray and the other half is sort of black. I don't know if it shows well on camera, but it is an absolutely unique feature done by Seiko. But the whole matte sort of finish on the bracelet and the dial just gives this piece another look that I've never ever seen on a Seiko before. And again, I'm going to say this a million times just to put more emphasis on it. This is not your usual Seiko. So if you are ever planning on getting this and you're having second doubts, believe me guys, after my SKX, I thought to myself that I'm not getting any other Seikos anymore, just because of how disappointed I was with the bracelet and how rattly they felt. But then again, for the price point of SKXs, you get what you pay for, and this is not a cheap Seiko, so you get every single penny you pay for this watch. However, we're not going to keep this watch stock. We're going to replace the bracelet as soon as possible. I have a package all the way from Australia by Artem straps, and you may be familiar with them. I've seen a ton of their pictures on Instagram, and they usually sell sailcloths as well as other accessories. But I saw a picture of the SBDC101 or the SPB143 with the Artem strap sailcloth, and I just couldn't resist not to get it. And believe it or not, this is the strap that actually made me wanna buy this watch because of how good it looks. So it comes in a beautiful blue packaging, inside a nice box. So let's go ahead and open this box. Now, they have two types of sailcloths. They have the one with the quick pin release, which is the one that I got, and the one with just a standard pin that you need to use the spring bar tool with. I just find this to be way easier to change the bracelets with. Just standard black sailcloth with the gray stitching. I believe this is a 20 millimeter. So let's put this on the watch and see how it will look. It looks and feels absolutely solid, guys. Look at that. I'm so amazed by the quality of this strap. Then again, I'm not sponsored by them or anything to make this video. I simply bought them because of how good it looks. But let's just appreciate the quality and the stitching on the sailcloth strap. So it was extremely easy to change the strap on that. I didn't even need to use this tool. I simply used the spring bar tool by Timekeeper. And what's even useful about this tool is that it has the numbered grid from 0 to 5. So if you place it on the bottom of the watch, you'll see that it reads 2. There's some sort of parallax with the camera, but you'll see that it reads 2, so that basically means it's a 20 millimeter strap, and that's how you know the size for your strap if you want to order them online and whatnot. But then again, an extremely good quality strap, and I wouldn't have bought any other strap, but this just looks absolutely beautiful. So the Seiko that I got is actually the one with the gray dial. Now this came in 4 different variants. The one that I ordered obviously is the gray one, and there's 2 of them with the brown dial and the black bezel as well. I believe they all have the black bezel. The only difference is the dial, but the one with the brown dial, one of them has the long strap. I believe it was seen in the SLA017. That's why you'll see that the stock strap of the SLAO17, which I do not have, unfortunately, they are extremely expensive and really hard to get. So their straps are long and used for diving. I'm not sure why, but it's just a piece of information that I picked up along the way whilst reading. So they're all priced differently. And even though the main difference is actually just in the color of the dial, as it goes up, and I believe the most expensive one is the one with the blue dial, and that's because it is a limited edition. We are all familiar with Seiko and their budget-friendly watch options. However, throughout the recent months, or possibly even a year, we've noticed them shifting up their prices, and I don't know if they're doing this because they no longer want to be known as a company that makes budget-friendly watches only, but their prices have definitely gone up. But as for me, and I'm not going to be biased, even though I love Seiko, but I'm going to say that this watch is worth its price, just when you're winding the movement, when you're changing the time, when you're just wearing it, the steel bezel and everything, you'll notice the quality in the making, the finishing. It is absolutely top notch. So this is it, guys. We're coming towards the end of the video. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about the Seiko SPB143. I then would like to apologize that I haven't uploaded in almost 3 weeks, and then again, it's just an exception because I had just graduated, so it was just a lot of time spent with family and friends, and just so much stuff I have to do with paperwork and all that, and I'm sure you guys can relate, and obviously we have to respect the circumstances of life. But then again, I will upload more frequently and will appreciate this beauty way and way more often. I'm extremely excited to be an owner of the Seiko SPB143. I've been wanting this watch for a long time, and even better, the Artem strap makes this watch look even 10 times better. And just a disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by any, the one that I mentioned. I'm not sponsored by Timekeeper or Artem or even Seiko. But then again, I bought all of these items by my own money and of my own interests. And that is all for today, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.